Srimad Bhagavatam, out of all the characters that are delineated, which we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, the position of Pracetas is very special. Their Katha comes in 4th canto. And in 4th canto, there are prominently 4 topics that are described. First is the Upakhyana of Daksha, Shiva and Sati. 4th canto starts with that. And then there is the Dhruva Maharaj, then eventually Prithu Maharaj, and then towards the end of 4th canto there is King Prachina Varishad, that is the Puranjan Upakhyan, and then Prachina Varishad had 10 sons. They were Pracetas, and they had the good fortune of seeing Lord Shiva, which is called as Rudra Gitam. So these Pracetas, their life is very special. They were son of Prachina Varishad. So as they were going to render tapasya on that very special pond in South India, we had gone with Vasiseva Prabhu and others to that place, that pond where Rudra Gitam was being sung. Yeah. So Lord Shiva had spoken about Rudra Gitam there. So you see, their first guru is who? Lord Shiva. And for 10,000 years they were underwater doing tapasya. 10 of them. 10 of them with perfect synchro. Actually what happens, when you are alone, you can do something. Your mind works in a certain way and you plan that I'll do like that. But as soon as there are 2 people, 3 people, then you need coordination. You have to coordinate, you have to remain in like synchro, and in a team especially. Earlier I was thinking this team playing and this is a simple thing. But as I am growing, I am understanding team playing is very difficult. Very difficult. To bring 3-4 people together, it is not possible. That's why you need a captain in a team. In a cricket team, captain has a very essential role. He has to take, because all 10 of them, they are all 10 are expert. They know what's going to happen in cricket. It's not that they know how the team is going and what is happening. But still, nevertheless, you need a person who will coordinate all the activities and take decision at a crucial moment and act. Although everybody can do it, but one person has to do it, and he is called captain. So 10 of them practicing is generally, it is one thing is difficult. That's why munis are alone. They keep doing anything. That's not a very great thing actually. People think that. That's why there is a book written by these 7 habits of highly effective people. In that he says, first lower level is dependent. Then a person who is independent. Then he says the better is what? Interdependent. Interdependent people are very good. He says that they are the best. So independent means what? You are a hero in yourself, skillful and talented. You know so many things, and you can do this, you can do that. But better is a person who is interdependent. This person can understand, and he is the team playing, and he can effectively produce result. So that's I have seen on a larger scale, upper ISKCON leaders, they look for this kind of people who are interdependent. Because on a personal level, purity is good, but much beyond is that. Is it to collect, synchro, bring many souls into same category, and then respect each other's opinion and make a synthesis, and then produce some output or take a decision. That's a very tough challenge. That's why ISKCON, even for sannyasis and those who are applying for sannyas candidate, they look for that, has he done kind of community development. Because living alone on practicing purity is renegade, becoming not practicing anything, that is not spoken about. But somebody who practices on a personal level is definitely better, but best is this. So Pracetas, that's why is given such a very, they're not one person practicing, like Dhruva Maharaj. He's just one soul. Goes into the jungle, Madhuban forest in Vrindavan, and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, had a very nice teacher, Guru, Narad Muni, and perfects his life. But Pracetas, their stand is given even much beyond than Prithu Maharaj. That's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Daksha's devotional service was devotional service in mode of ignorance. Dhruva Maharaj was devotional service in mode of passion. Prithu Maharaj is devotional service in mode of goodness. Pracetas is Nirguna Bhakti. Like that. It's transcendental. So, Pracetas, they had the good fortune of meeting the Lord Shiva actually. And then, as they practiced, followed the instruction of Lord Shiva, they were successful. Then Lord Vishnu comes, gives them darshan with 800 forms of Lord Vishnu. A very powerful Lord's statement. He says that I am very happy because you all, Varam Virni, what is that? Varam Varadhvam. And there is shloka, he says, Lord Vishnu says that I am very pleased with all of your tapasya because of Sauhardana, because of friendly disposition among yourself. Varam Vinite Bhadratvam, something like that. He says, because of your friendly disposition. So, I am very pleased with that. And then, Pracetas are offering prayers. They offered prayers. Their prayers we are going to discuss, but I am just giving a complete picture. And then Lord Vishnu becomes very pleased. He says that you go now, rule the kingdom, and get married. There is one girl called Marisha, who is the daughter of all the trees. So there is a Kandu Muni. This Kandu Muni was doing tapasya. This is first sloka actually. As soon as Lord Vishnu comes into the water, he says, Varam Vinidvam Bhadram Bho Yuvam Me Nirpanandana Sauhardena Prithak Dharma Tushtoham Sauhardena Va. 2 times he says, Sauhardena. Your friendly behavior I liked. Friendly behavior. That's what I am very pleased. He says, who? Lord Vishnu. So, these Pracetas, then Lord Vishnu says that you go now. You tapasya, I am very pleased. You go and get married to this Marisha, Kandu Muni's daughter. So, actually, this Kandu Muni was doing tapasya. Indra feels, insecure. Indra feels, he is doing tapasya. Probably he will usurp my throne. That's the general tendency. Indra represents, somehow, he represents this tendency. Not only one time, several times actually. Even with Lord Krishna actually. And Lord Krishna had come to return his mother's kundal, Aditi's kundal, and he fought with him. He took it. Oh, thank you Krishna. And then Krishna was going, he took one Parijata for Satyavama. One Parijata. They fought with Krishna. Immediately, you can see, instantly mind change. Because material attachment is there, no? One will not see, even God is there in the front who has given all these things. You can see. One will feel, hey. So, several times he does like that. And so many rishis he has troubled, and they have Prithu Maharaj, the same story. His son, Vijitaswa. Vijitaswa is stealing the horse. Can you imagine? What could be more pathetic than this? Stealing the horse.
Taking the dress of saffron.
That is like too much. Wearing the dress of saffron, sadhu, and what a purport Prabhupada gives there. So, taking the dress of a sadhu, you are stealing. wearing the dress of sadhu, he has molested another man's wife.
Gautam.
Gautam Muni was becoming very influential. He told now how to bring down his tapoval. And he told he molested his wife, coming in the disguise of Gautam Muni. And then Ahalya was cursed. Later, Lord Ramchandra delivers her. But Indra's hand is there also. So you can see so many descriptions here. Narad Muni for giving bhakti to all people, and Indra for creating the trouble. And why it is there? It is all coming from karma actually. The tendency, because when a person performs karma kanda, highest success he can achieve is what? He can become Indra. The personification of karma kanda practices, you will become perfection of karma kanda, you will become Indra. Because you will go to heaven, na? Karma kanda goal is what? Heaven. And you do it to the best, you will get the best. What is the best? Heaven. What is the best?
The king of heaven.
Indra. And because of that, you see, so that's why all these little problems you see in this world is coming from that only, attachment from. Because there is a tendency to enjoy, so person, he does all these things. So, Indra, so what we were discussing? Kandu Muni was doing tapasya. So Indra sends a heavenly damsel. So much heavenly damsels he has. Some of them he sends to earth. Those days they used to come as it in the same form. Kali Yuga probably they can't come. They don't come. They can't come, it seems. So at least they would come. And he has associated with Kandu Muni. In other Puranas, the long discussion is there. I think in Vishnu Puran, Purna Pragya, Prabhu, he has written all the Puranas. It is there. I was reading a story. So this Kandu Muni was going and this for doing tapasya, and he was very focused person actually, very focused. Living in the jungle. For all these jnanis, this becomes a hurdle. It becomes a difficulty. So you see in the Bharat Maharaj section also, actually if you read Rishabh Dev section, in the Rishabh Dev section there is a fifth canto, fifth chapter is Lord Rishabh's instruction. Right? Is the Lord Rishabh's instruction to whom?
100 sons.
Actually to all his citizens. To all his citizens, prominently his 100 sons were there. So before he leaves, before leaving, then the sixth chapter is, I think, activity of Lord Rishabh. Activity of Lord Rishabh. So he is giving instruction before he is going to leave. Renounce. So before the renunciation, he is giving instruction to his 100 sons. All of them. Very prominent. Srila Prabhupada gives so many classes. 5.5.5.1, that is, what is that? Nayam deho bhajan niloke kastan kaman arhate vidibhujaniye tapo divyam putraka yena satam suddhayet yasmat brahma saukhyam tu anantam. Like that it goes. And then many parabhavasta bodha jatam yavanna jigyasata atma tattvam. And then all these sections are there. Mahatmanastu, Mahatmana, that is that samachitta prasanta vimanyava sruda sadhavaye. That section comes. All these slokas comes. Very beautiful slokas. Lord Rishabh Dev's instruction. But in that, he says, you all please, after I leave, continue to follow whom? Continue to follow Bharat Maharaj. He is as good as myself. You follow him. To all his 100 sons, he says. All 99. You follow Bharat Maharaj. And mind you, in that 100 there are Navayogendras. Right? Paramahamsas. He does not say you follow them. If we follow, well, he is going to continue as a kingdom. But he says all of you follow Bharat Maharaj. But these 9 Navayogendras are actually Paramahamsas. But he does not say you follow Kaurabhajan, Kavi Havi. He does not say like that. He says you follow who? Bharat Maharaj. That was the situation of Bharat Maharaj. And Prabhupada says in the purport that his whole entire tract of land was named after Bharat Maharaj. This Bharat Maharaj, he gives up and goes to jungle and becomes attracted for a deer. Says, oh my dear, where are you? I think you have deceived me, you have left me, I don't know. This moon is cheating me, this tree is playing with me. Where are you? Your lotus, your feet are, I don't know where you are keeping your food. I think that might be getting pricked with thorn. Very romantically he speaks actually. Very romantically. The way boys and girls they talk like that. Like that. I was thinking, is it deer or a girl? Very romantically he speaks. Because see, generally a person who is on a practicing, he's a detached monk living in the jungle, for him to speak such kind of words is very out of place. A city man can speak like this. But a sadhu, sadhu who is detached, they just don't care to speak such kind of words. But for him to speak such kind of words, can you imagine? So then that's why he says, Prabhupada says that his cause of sleeping was because of there was no association. There is no association. That's why in the Srimad Bhagavatam, all prayers you see, all prayers, they ultimately beg for what? Association. You see what Parikshit Maharaj is telling. The Parikshit Maharaj towards the end of 18th chapter or 19th chapter, I think. Punascha bhuyat bhagavati anante
Prati prasangascha tadasrayesu mahatsu yamyam upayame shreshtem maitriyastu sarvatra namodvijitna.
He said, Maitriyastu sarvatra namodvijitna. So wherever I am there, I get Rati prasangasu tadasrayesu. Tadasrayesu is devotees, right? I have attachment for your devotees. Then you see, this is Parikshit Maharaj. And Pracetas prayer they will say now, you will hear, we want association of your devotees. Dhruva Maharaj, we want association of devotees. And then this Prahlad Maharaj, the association of devotees. And then you see this Vritrasur, my goodness, Mama Uttama Shloka, Janeshu Sakhyam, Samsara Chakre, Brahmatam Swakarma Bhi, Tadmaya Atma Atma Dara Grihesu, Asakta Chittasya Nanata Bhuyat. So Mama Uttama Shloka, Janeshu Sakhyam. What is Sakhyam? Sakhyam is friendship. And Uttama Shloka Jan means Vishnu Jan, Krishna Jan, devotee. So you see, all prayers, they want this association of devotees. So this Bharat Maharaj situation you can see. So Pracetas, so Kandu Muni was doing tapasya actually, he was doing alone. Definitely of Jnana tendency might be there. Or Jnana tendency will be there. Generally the Jnana tendency means you like to remain alone. Krishna talks about that in Bhagavad Gita. Vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana samsiddhi. They like to, Vivikta desha sevitvam means, this is sloka of Jnana Yoga actually. Right? Jnana Yoga section, na? So they like to stay alone. 2% means they don't like. Jnani tendency. They themselves are good. I am good. You are good, but you stay in your, I will stay in my place. So this is called Jnana tendency. So this Jnanis, Kandu Muni, he was doing tapasya. So every day he would go and take bath in a particular place. And Indra told this damsel that you stand near this place, try to seduce him. So one day the place where he was taking bath, next to that place she is taking bath. So one day he does not get disturbed. Somehow or other he controls. Second day it happens. But eventually the sadhu, the Kandu Muni gives in. Because repeatedly person, strike means person gives of one's determination. And he then, associates with Kandu Muni. With the prostitute called Pramlocha. Her name was Pramlocha. She was very beautiful looking. Get registered, all her impressions get registered in the sadhu's mind. So then this Kandu Muni associates with her. And as they were associating, it is said that all of a sudden Kandu Muni gets a awakening. What I did, what I was practicing, where is about my determination, what I was doing, living on, I'm just lying on the embrace of a woman like a worldly man. I gave up all my spiritual practice. So this tapasya, what I am doing? So he starts scolding this girl. You rascal, because of you So today morning, you spoiled my day. What are लोग बोलते ना, अरे आज सुबह किसका मुंह दिखा था आज सुबह मैं तुम्हारा, like that he says. Then Pramulacha says, महाराज आज शाम को नहीं, आज सुबह नहीं, 600 साल बीत गए हैं. 600 साल बीत गए. Prabhupada gives the example that to tell that how time goes you don't realize. That's why Einstein also gives this example. Time is relative. Now if you are sitting on a stove, or you are sitting next to a beautiful girl in a park, time is relative. He says, to give this example. Albert Einstein says. So the Kandu Muni, anyway, so by their association there is a daughter being born. Her name was Marisha. This daughter was born. Kandu Muni goes for doing tapasya, and this heavenly prostitute, she does not stop him because he knows this is sadhu. If he will curse, then lot of trouble. Rambha is already burnt by Vishwamitra. Somehow or other she wanted to escape and go back to heaven. Menaka, I think Rambha or Menaka, one was born, one was killed. Like Menaka's daughter is, I think, Sakuntala, and Rambha was killed by Vishwamitra's anger. So she was thinking, probably I will also die. Somehow or other this sadhu is now, Kandu is going, so let him go. So he left, and she was left with the daughter. And generally in the heaven they don't have the practice of babysitting. They don't raise the child. They don't do that, because as soon as the child is born, they immediately grow in the heaven. There is nothing like that you have to go through a phase and toddling and all these things. Heaven. So then they don't have to practice. So she was thinking, what is this child is born? Now that in earthly body, it does not have heavenly, so cannot take to heaven also. What to do now? So whatever it is, she gave to the trees actually. She kept the girl was crying, she left. And the trees, they took care of that girl, kept as their daughter. And then Pracetas, when they came out of the water, they saw that all around their planet, their empire, these trees have grown. And what had happened is that their father, who? Prachinavarishad, he was no more there. Because there is this Puranjan Upakhyan. After hearing this Puranjan Upakhyan, he had left. Who? Prachinavarishad had left. They told, you wait for your sons to come, you make them king, and then nothing doing. After hearing Puranjan Upakhyan, he was so inspired, he left. Then they came, they saw that because of there is anarchy and there is no kingdom, no king. So the trees have grown all around. So they became very angry, they started burning the trees. But the trees, the god of the trees, I think moon, he comes and says that why you are burning then? So then you get married to the daughter of these trees, which is called Marisha. And they rule the kingdom for so many years. And towards the end again, so they give birth to one son. 10 Pracetas, one wife, one son is born. Who is that? Daksha. Same Daksha, who was in the goat head Daksha. He gets goat head, he commits suicide, then he takes birth as son of Pracetas in 4th canto end, and goes to do tapasya. There he again pleases the Lord in Hamsaguhya prayers. Lord gives darshan, and there he asks for again because he was offensive to Lord Shiva. So he gets, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that he gets unlimited power for sex to create progeny. And in one go he creates 10,000 sons, Haryasvas. Narad Muni delivers them. Then becomes very angry at Narad Muni, scolds Narad Muni. What this? Narad Muni says them allegory with 10 points. That Hari, you people you have not seen the whole world, whole extremities of earth. He says, that is the first statement he says. There is a hole in this earth. That hole anybody enters, nobody comes. So like that he says. And then there is a prostitute living there. And there is a man there. He is the only man living there. And there is a machine and keeps rotating there. And there is a river which flows backward and forward like that. Like that he speaks very allegorically. But they immediately understood what Narad Muni is telling. They were very intelligent. Intelligent people, they, like Vidur, he told something to Dhritarashtra, to Yudhishthira Maharaj as they were going to this Lakshya. Told very allegorically. They used Parokshyavad. And Yudhishthira, Bhima was not understanding kya discussion kar rahe hain. But Yudhishthira Maharaj understood. Achha, the house they were sending, they are going to set fire. Okay, same day. So the same day actually they did an inauguration of the house. They made a big feast. It's a big feast. To eat that feast, one lady with his 5 sons also had come. She was a beggar and she had 5 sons. They also had come. So they fed them sumptuously and they were taking rest there. And these of them, after doing that, immediately same day, same night they left. There was a tunnel. Vidur told that there is a place, because when the house was being made, the person who was making, Vidur only had told him, you make a tunnel for escape. You get whatever money you want from the Dhritarashtra, but you make an escape way by. He did not say, because he did not know what purpose and what else it is. Vidur told, see, any house you made, there should be a tunnel, exit. He told, yeah, there should be exit. And this Vidur told to Yudhishthira Maharaj. As soon as Yudhishthira Maharaj found out where is the tunnel, and all of them they left. So, so this allegory, speaking in a allegory, Narad Muni is very expert. He told to Puranjan also like that, and told to Haryasvas. Haryasvas, they immediately understood what Narad Muni is telling. What is the use of getting married and producing children? Kim asat karma bhir bhavet. Like that he says. Kim, they understood. They are understanding only, they are talking among each other, 10,000 of them. Kim asat karma bhir bhavet. And they thanked Narad Muni and they did not get married. They went back to Godhead, practicing devotional service. So all these days they were practicing. The time which was given to them to do tapasya so that they can produce progeny, they used it for doing tapasya they in practicing devotional service and went back to Godhead. They did not come. So this Daksha became very restless. सारे 10,000 बेटे हैं, कोई एक में से कोई एक दो वापस आ जाते हैं. None of them came. What a team playing they must have done. 10,000 of them. No, what do you call it? No disagreement among the whole. 10,000 of them, very difficult. Satyayug, no, not Kali Yuga. Satyayug, no disagreement. Kali Yuga means age of quarrel and disagreement also. Very difficult. Very difficult. So, this 10,000 of them, they went. Then Daksha became very angry and starts scolding Narad Muni. What is this Narad Muni? He does not know anything. Unless and until you go through a family experience, how will you understand this is bad? Like that he says. Like that he says. How will you understand? Prematurely he has spoiled my children. Like that he says. Prabhupada gives very nice purport. Then he produces 1,000 sons. And again he sends them for tapasya. He was telling, hey, now don't go tapasya, homeschooling. He does not say that. So you go tapasya. Daksha was so civilized. At least in this aspect. He was offensive, but at least this much he was knowing. Again he sends them, 1,000 of them. And Narad Muni meets them. Says that, Arey, you people you should follow what your brother. Whatever the brothers are doing, you do. They are the 10,000, they are very nice. And you also follow your elderly brother. There also he says, actually, Narad Muni in the beginning, 10,000 of them, Haryaso, he says, see, you do not know the purpose of your father. Why he has sent? He sent for this. Like that he says. So this 1,000 also, he says, just follow your brother. So this is, yes, our brother will follow. They also do devotional service and they don't come back. So 11,000 of them in one go. Narad Muni. Can you imagine the power of Narad Muni? Little bit, if you get of Narad Muni's preaching power, my God. What a whole Bhagavatam is actually glorification of Narad Muni actually. So, they don't come back. And Daksha becomes very wild. He curses this. And after sending them, Narad Muni comes to Daksha. Says, Daksha, please don't feel bad. Discussion. Daksha, please don't feel bad. Daksha says, Daksha starts scolding him. And he says, you can't live in one place. Keep moving like this. Because if you stay like this, what will you do? In short span, 11,000 of my son you made, and you stay for a longer, what will you do? Daksha was thinking that, staying and producing children and, doing all material happiness and doing all, this is good. Why should one, why should one an exit plan? That was not Daksha's idea. That's why Daksha represents a strong material attachment. And because of his ability to procreate, he was offensive. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says there is a connection between sex activity and offensive mentality. You see this David, because of his renegade behavior, he could not appreciate the association of a Mahabhagavat, Srila Prabhupada. What would have been the case with David if David would have actually cooperated with Prabhupada? Is it not? He would have become a Mahabhagavat, helping the first one who helped Srila Prabhupada, right? But he lost the opportunity. This is all because of unregulated sexual practice. One will not be able to, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in 6th canto, one will not be able to appreciate this value of devotion. So, Pracetas, they ruled the kingdom and they produced this Daksha, hand over everything to Daksha, and they went. Somehow Daksha had a connection with such a personalities, Pracetas, and then they left. And as they were leaving, they lived with a sadhu called Jajali Muni. And as they were renouncing and going, Narad Muni comes towards the end. There, Narad Muni gives the instruction to them. So see their good fortune. Who is their Guru? Lord Shiva. Direct darshan from Lord Vishnu. And now Narad Muni. And there are sadhus. 3 prominent personalities. 3, Lord himself, Lord Shiva, and then Narad Muni. And their son Daksha could not benefit anything much. So don't think glorious father, a son sometimes should become also glorious. It can be glorious, opportunity to become glorious, but it is not necessary. Like Advaita Acharya, you see, 6 sons, 3 are pure devotees, 3 are Lord himself, Mahavishnu. So one should not get bewildered. How in devotee, sometimes devotee family they are not good child actually. They don't practice Krishna consciousness. So who will practice, who will not practice, actually everything depends upon one's disposition and association and blessings. Otherwise there is nothing. So then the Pracetas, they are going. They left, and then beautiful, the whole 2 chapters, 30 and 31, there are so many lessons. Now the Pracetas, when they first time met Lord Vishnu inside the water, first time and last word, they are praying this. We'll recite and then maybe tomorrow we'll continue. This is 4:30:22. Pracetas Uchuhu. Namo Namah Klesha Vinashanaya.
Namo Namah Klesha Vinashanaya.
Nirupito Dara Guna Havaya.
Nirupito Dara Guna Havaya.
Manovacho Vega Puro Javaya.
Manovacho Vega Puro Javaya.
Sarvaksha Marge Ragatadhvane Namaha.
Sarvaksha Marge Ragatadhvane Namaha.
Read the translation.
The Pracetas spoke as follows: Dear Lord, you relieve all kinds of material distress. Your magnanimous transcendental qualities and holy name are all auspicious. This conclusion is already settled. You can go faster than the speed of mind and words. You cannot be perceived by material senses. We therefore offer you respectful obeisances again and again.
Namo Namah Klesha Vinasanaya. Yeah. Nirupito Dara Guna Havaya. Okay. Okay, read the purport.
The word Niropita, meaning concluded, is very significant in these words. No one has to conduct research work to find God or make progress in spiritual knowledge. Everything is conclusive there in the Vedas. Therefore, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarver aham eva vedya. Understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the process of Vedas is perfect and conclusive. The Vedas state, Atah Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahayam indriye. The transcendental form, names, qualities, paraphernalia and pastime of the Lord cannot be understood by our blunt material senses. Seven mukhe hi jihvado swayam eva spurti adaha. When a devotee engages his senses favorably in devotional service, the Lord, through his causeless mercy, reveals himself to the devotee. This is the conclusive Vedic process. The Vedas also indicate that simply by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can without a doubt become spiritually advanced. We cannot approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the speed of mind or words, but if we stick to devotional service, we can easily and quickly approach Him. In other words, the Supreme Lord is attracted by devotional service and He can approach us more swiftly than we can approach Him with our mental speculation. The Lord has stated that although He is beyond the range of mental speculation and the speed of thought, He can be approached easily by His causeless mercy. Thus, only by His causeless mercy can He be obtained. Other methods will not be effective.
Here the word Sri Prabhupada is telling the beginning that one tries to make his research work. There is a Mr. Ben Ford, a physicist. He says that Swamiji, I am trying to understand this world very rationally, but somehow or other I am not able to make it. Prabhupada says you will not be able to make it because you cannot understand this world, you have to go to a teacher. You cannot understand by rationally making an attempt. So to find a teacher. And this mental speculator also, although they have a guru, their Gyanis, their Mayavadis, they have their guru definite. Because, but although they have guru, but there is so much of own endeavor. Because they are mental speculators, Gyanis and Munis, they make their self attempt. So, but Lord is beyond. Panthastu koti satavat sarasam pragamyo vayor athapi manaso munipungavana swapyastiyat prapadasini avicintya tattve govindamadi purusantam. Panthastu koti. Even if somebody goes with the speed of mind, still he will not be able to catch the Lord. Mind can, what is more swifter than mind? Nothing. With that also, one cannot catch the Supreme Lord. That's why it says, Mano Vacho Vega Purojavaya. Beyond. Purojavaya is beyond, right? One cannot understand the Lord. This one will recite and will stop. Sudhaya Shantaya Namo Swanishthaya
Sudhaya Santaya Namo Swanishthaya
Manasya Partham Vilasadvayaya
Manasya Partham Vilasadvayaya
Namo Jagatstana Layodayesu
Namo Jagatstana Larodayeshu
Grihitamaya Guna Vigrahaya.
Grihitamaya Guna Vigrahaya.
Read translation.
My dear Lord, we beg to offer our obeisances unto you. When the mind is fixed upon you, the world of duality, although a place for material enjoyment, appears meaningless. Your transcendental form is full of transcendental bliss, and we therefore offer our respects unto you. Your appearance as Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva are meant for the purpose of creating, maintaining, and inhalating this cosmic manifestation.
Grihita Maya Guna Vigrahaya. Guna Vigraha means who all are Guna Vigraha? Who all are Guna Vigraha?
Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh.
Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. We'll read this purport, then we'll stop. Tomorrow we'll read from 24.
A pure devotee whose mind is always engaged in the service of the Lord can certainly appreciate the impermanence of this material world.
Impermanence
Of this material world. Although such a devotee may be engaged in executing material activities, this stage is called anasakti, as explained by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anasaktasya vishayan yatha araham upayunjitaha. A devotee is always attached to material activities because in the liberated stage his mind is always fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. This material world is called Dvaita, the world of duality. A devotee knows very well that everything within this material world is but a manifestation of the Supreme Lord's energy to maintain the three modes of material nature. The Supreme Lord takes on different forms as Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. Unaffected by the modes of material nature, the Lord takes on different forms to create, maintain, and annihilate this cosmic manifestation. The conclusion is that although the pure devotee appears to engage in material activities in the service of the Lord, he knows very well that material enjoyment for sense gratification has no use whatsoever.
So pure devotee who has always engaged his mind in the Lord's service, so they were always very, they mindful of the Supreme Lord's benediction in their life. They don't have, generally the Gyanis, what happens, as soon as they achieve these finer aspects of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains, Gyanis also have their levels. In that verse, Atma Ramasya Munaya Nirgantha Api Urukrame Kurvanti Ahetukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Gunahari. When Lord is, Sanatana Goswami asks, I heard that you explained this Atmaram verse to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Can you please explain to me also? Mahaprabhu said, that time I don't remember what I explained, but I'll explain you now nicely. So Mahaprabhu tells him 64 explanations of Atmaram. So Mahaprabhu there, he gives very beautiful explanations of the word Atmaram. Very, how Atmaram means. A normal materialistic person is also called Atmaram. From there, Gyanis, they are also Atmaram, and the pure devotees are also Atmaram. And there he includes everything. And the animals, he says they are also Atmaram. And then he goes to pure devotees. Sukdev Goswami, Sanakadis, all their examples he gives, how they are doing Krishna's devotional service. Atmaram, Aschamunaya, Urubandha. So there he explains, he says Sukdev Goswami, and quoting from Bhagavatam, relevant verses, how they got, attracted to Krishna's devotional service. Sukdev Goswami himself says, Parinishthito api narigunya uttama shloka lilaya grihita cheta rajarser akyanam yad adhitavan. Akyanam means Srimad Bhagavatam. This Srimad Bhagavatam I studied. Akyanam yad adhitavan. If you see the life of Sukdev Goswami, he was from birth, he was a self-realized Jnani. A self-realized Jnani. What from birth? In the womb only he was telling his father that I will not take birth. 16 years he was living inside the mother's womb. Father was telling her, son, you come out. Your mother is getting pain. But actually, more than mother's pain, Vasudeva wanted to have the feeling of being a father. I was telling you, take birth. 16 years he lived inside. No. If I'll take birth, I'll fall down. I'll get attracted to Maya. Say, no, you will not become attracted to Maya. He says, you are in Maya, what you are saying. Like that he says to Vasudeva. And then he takes birth. Vasudeva goes to Dwaraka, calls Krishna, and then you give him that he will not fall in your Maya. And then Lord Krishna says that, okay, he will not fall. You take birth, he will not fall in my Maya. Then Sukadeva says, okay, I am Krishna speaking from outside. Then he comes. But that time when he takes birth, I think Lord Krishna was not there. I don't know. When he takes birth, he starts running. Does not see how is my father, how is my mother. Takes birth and starts running. And then Vasudeva is running behind him, saying, Putram. There is a sloka also. Sutta Goswami says, what is that? Tam vyasa sunamupayami yam prabrajatam anupetyam. Yeah.
Yam prabrajandam anupedaveda krityam dvaipayana virahaka tarajuhava putri vitanmayataya sarvo vivedu samdasa sonam
Guru Munina. So this is he is running and Vasudeva is running behind him. Putra. Vasudeva is so much, in pain within the heart that he is not seeing. And if Sukadeva Goswami is telling you keep running, he starts walking quickly into the jungle. And these trees, they are seeing at Vasudeva and saying, Re. They are also saying, Putra. That's why he says, Tarava Abhinandus. Tarava means that the trees. But he goes into the jungle. So there, Vasudeva says, okay, now you go, later I will see you. So he sends two of his disciples. In the form of woodcutter, they go and teaches them two slokas. Barha Pidam and then Aho Bakiyam Stana Kalaku. And they were singing like that. And Sukadeva Goswami hears that. He says, what you are singing? What is this? He says, we only know these two. He says, but where from you learned this? Who is this person? He says, we learned from Vasudeva. He says, Vasudeva is my father. You go and learn from him. He comes back. Please teach me this. Where from this is there? Oh, Bakiyam, where is it? Where did he? He says, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he says, and he studies. That's why he says, Grihita Cheta Rajarsar Akhyana Meta Dhitavan Parinishtuta Abhi Nairgunni. Utha baat karo.
Sukadeva Goswami, in one purport, Prabhu says that Sukadeva Goswami, he went back to his house, but again he came out, went away. But before going away, he put another Sukadeva Goswami in his house.
Who studied Srimad Bhagavatam?
He put his copy. He put his copy
for the family, for the association, and somewhere I heard that he gets married and produces some children.
That Sukadeva Goswami lineage is there in Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada clarifies that this Sukadeva is the actually expansion of the real Sukadeva who became Vaishnava Brahmacharya.
Yes. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.